Hello, how we doing? Update from Indy. I'm just trying to get online. Bear with. Wait for a few of you to drop in. We're going to have a chat later. Won't connect. Alright. Is the sound signal alright? Are we good? We're coming through. Look at this. Look like I sat in my pants. These are shorts. Shorts. I'm not in my pants. I assure you. Holiday attire. I've finished reading Mr. Wolf's Incredible Adventure, so we're going to do a review on that. I'm happy to say 190 pages covered in about 4 days. So that was Pete McGowan that I met at York seminar the other Saturday. So the guy's deep. The guy knows quite a lot. The guy's got a lot of interest in a lot of areas, and he's written this book with regards to the way that he feels and a non-direct way. He didn't sit down to write a book. He's written a book after some events in his time in his life, and he's invited the guys at the seminar to look at it, have a review. The line of work that we're in, we are what we would call investigators, journalists, researchers. You know, we are taking what is given to us and we're examining it. So he's done the same in his course of his life, and this book is interpretable. So yeah, I'm happy to have read it, and I do like a lot of the book. It's for various ages, and there's a message contained within. It's got lizards in it, it's got aliens in it, it's got a town called Normanton in it, it's got this substance called white goo, a substance called black goo. It's got many things in there about the, you know, I don't want to ruin the story, but it's insightful, and it's written in a very well constructed way, and it ties in with a lot of what we're going to be bringing forward and what we are doing with regards to reality, basically. And yes, I'll review that later. Anybody that has any knowledge of this book, Mr. Wolf's Incredible Adventure by Pete McGowan, go and have a look now. And if you've read it, then would like some feedback on that. If you haven't, then I'm going to review it later and tell you what it's about, and hopefully we'll try not to ruin it. But there's loads going off the drive. Well, the travel. It was travelling across from Dunkirk to Hungary, where we are now. That I would like to report on at a separate time. The status where we are now with regards to understanding and application of instruments, tools and everything, we will cover later. I'd say about 11, 12 o'clock. So if you are able to catch that, then that's the time we'll go for it. I'm going to rearrange and hang out with Sun and Moon. I've double booked myself. I should have. Apologies to Sun and Moon family. I've spoken to Karen, Astral, and the family. I double booked myself. We were still travelling. Tuesday night we'd arrived. We travelled Monday. Let me think. 2 a.m. Dunkirk. Wagons rolling, and then I was in Germany by about 7:30. Germany's massive. West to east we went, because we come from Anglo, so Dunkirk going that way, west to east. That took pretty much all day. We arrived Hungary after 21 hours travelling, 6 hours breaks, 127 litres of diesel used, 1.8 tonne. Hydrogen systems are on the engine, so yeah, we went at a fair rate, not subject to a tacho. So I just travelled, me and Anne-Marie, with this was all full. The back of the Iron Horse with all the bits and bobs, luggage, stuff to take from Anglo soil to Hungary. So we got here, I think it was Tuesday morning, 1:30 a.m. So it wasn't bad. Never driven across Europe before. I've no experience of any of Europe driving other than Greece, Italy, and some bits here and there. So I will warn you now, anybody that says never driven, once you get into, or travelled, once you get into Germany, and as I say, 7:30, that was a wide awake call for me. Basically, they drive, travel, whatever it is, you've got a mixture of travellers and drivers. It's very intense. There was only 2 lanes at some point. They travel at a standard 80 km/h, which is just under, let me think here, let me say 80 kilometers, which is 50, and then you've got the next one up, 110 kilometers, which would be your 70 mark, and then you're allowed to do 130, which is about 80, 87, 85. So 130 km/h is just under 90. I touched 140, 150 km/h at some parts in the Germany, not just autobahn, because they travel very aggressively. It's not pleasant, it's not funny. The fact that we travel on the other sides of the roads, highways, you know, over in Anglo soils, and then we come out to Europe and we have to go around roundabouts the wrong way, sit on the other side of the carriageway. Steering wheel is next to the curbside and not to the middle. And it's quite intense. It's not funny at all. My heart was in my mouth quite a lot of the time, travelling steadily. The Europeans, it's a big place, Germany. There's a lot of travellers and vehicles. A lot of souped up Mercedes, BMW Alpina, M3s. You know, what else have you got? Skodas, all German models like Seat, Audi, Skoda, BMW. Tanning it or pushing it along. They are really heavy on the gas. They don't use their indexes, and when there's only 2 lanes, the lorries are in one and everyone else is in the other, overtaking, and they just push you along. They travel a foot behind you. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. So if you haven't driven or travelled in Germany and you've not gone on a ferry before, get ready is all I'll say. We picked a midnight crossing so we could get into French soil, Dunkirk, at 2-3 in the morning, so I can get used to the, you know, when it's quiet and not in rush hour. I'm glad we did that. That was a good move. And I'd say we nearly ended up being totaled 5 times in Germany travelling about. So anybody that's got references or anything, experiences with travelling from ferries, you know, getting off at France, Calais, let me think, Dunkirk, Dover, Calais, Dover, Dunkirk, there's quite a few, aren't there? Let us know feedback on that. We'll talk about travelling in general, and then to wrap it up, yeah, we're legally focused here. We've got successes again to report, languages, instrumentation, deeds, stuff like that, how we are looking at stuff, what the update is from the family. We'll take questions on that. Any questions you've got, we'll take as well. Maybe we could have an open hangout. But yes, over the next 2 weeks I'm just in at ease mode, you know, not that I'm a soldier, but yeah, we're having a bit of a rest. I've got a few jobs to do and a couple of guys to catch up with, which I'm on with, and I'm looking forward to getting back, getting on with it. But I'm looking forward to this break as well. There's a lot to be doing, a lot to be getting on with. The website is very busy. I'm grateful for all of you. We're grateful for all of you that have come over to the private. That's ultimately where the answer is for the most things in life, in your civil issues right now and your life issues, is being in the public and the assumptions and presumptions. So the thumbnail does say there, you know, about the private, and what we're trying to teach you here is, you know, if you don't think that this establishment is a military type army environment, then go and have a look at your generals within the establishment and in the government, yes, and the government positions, and think about who has generals. You know, the general public, obviously one, you know, the attorney general, you know, the general for, there's lots of generals in the establishment, in the government. So your dog tag, you know, We're going to talk about the private and its benefits from, and how to be in the private, because that's some kind of a stumbling block for most, how you would be in the private. Man is always in the private. Man resides in the private. What happens, as we see it, is the establishment tricks you into annexing with the family name, the surname, which is your family name, you know, adapted in the capitals, and then it brings you out into the public unbeknown to you. So we will discuss these bits and the finer points of the private side, and what the private has to be advantage of, how you would utilize being in the private. You are always in the private until you step out of it, and we will show you how you are stepping out of the private then, unbeknownst to you, whether that be agreeing to be a legal person, entity, personality, signing for that legal entity, personality, annexing via it, or the assumptions and presumptions associated with that. We're looking at the trusts, where we are with the trusts now, the understanding, and the coursework is going to come out in the next few weeks. I've got a couple more documents to write up, some heavyweight ones with 80 pages minimum, to go after the civil court templates, sovereign process for justice, that's on the SPO's Pro new YouTube channel we've made. So that document will be finalised in a PDF format, and the other two trust documents whilst I'm out on holiday on a break, and then the other documents that I'm going to write will be PDF'd up as well. So you probably end up with about 5, maybe 200 plus pages in total, and these will go part as publications and packs as the Sovereign Guild Foundation Masters Workshop. Shadow, easy brother. Jesus, yeah, I'm in Europe. Indeed I am. They drive on the wrong side of the road, the big yeah, wow, it's quite scary, Jonesy, to be fair. There's Jonesy about the soldier. Hello. Alright there, Nonna, how we doing, Famalan? So we all good? Everybody's okay? We're going to go for, like I say, a late night showing later, an update on where we're at. We'll have a nice hangout. Not anybody coming on, no guests, just me and thee. I need to give an update, a download, as Rick, I'll give you an account of where we're at. Yes, my account. I'm going to give you an account of accounts about our business. Yes, so that's that. Nothing massive to bring to you off the table, no, all is good. I can't believe YouTube have limited my video, bastards. What's happened there, Jonesy? What do you mean limited? I'm not up to speed on that, brother. We're pleased to know it's holiday time, and look, cats and dogs have come out for a zigzag. I've left them to come swimming, they're inside swimming, to be fair, so it's not ruined anything. Yeah, we get a little bit, while we're looking at capability, we have to recognise that we have systems to use in this realm of ours, and the systems that we use are given to us by, getting a bit wet like, the systems we use are given to us by the establishment. We haven't instigated any of the systems, except maybe a few of the charities, and like the .com that you've seen on SPO's Pro. You go cap in hand to somebody to use their systems, and you're going to have to contract and submit and interface with that. Now, they've given you a person to interface with. Now, how they treat that person, which is their property, you know what I mean, is up to them. All the national insurance numbers, all the national insurance numbers, in my opinion, are evident of government employees. So when you take that national insurance number and you start using it as an indemnification number, then it's a totally different ball game. That's not your national insurance number. That's an international monetary fund issued number that is being used by you in commerce or in commercial intercourse of some kind. Admiralty, Maritime, UCC, contract, all that stuff. So these systems that we see, the NHS, the education, the military, the police, all of them, they're not ours. They are someone else's that we would like to go to use. So what we're seeing here is a vast change of the way that we use the systems, and if we decide to use the systems, and how we use them systems, and also setting up systems of our own, independent, private, public, you know, it doesn't matter. We can have a great varied and many asset management, land management, pooling our resources together and working in the private. We touched on how the public services have been privatised, and that we've watched everything that the man has built, the infrastructure, and we'll call them something, municipal bills, municipal charges, municipal services, social ones, civil ones that we've built, that man's built. They've gone into private, they've been privatised, and they're now out for a monetary gain. We haven't got, let me just take this call off. We haven't got any systems of our own. Sorry, I just missed that call. My phone's on silent. If you're trying to get through to me now, ending 1731, sorry, it's on silent. So we're looking at private, moving into the private, what the private offers, how you get in the private, and why you would want to do that, and then the services of which we use, which are public services, and the general public, and how you would then look at interfacing with that correctly. An update on everything generally, a review of the book, and what else have I got then? Just general updates really on everything, and interaction, a chat. So Lady O has dropped in the house. Good afternoon. And what you saying, Jonesy? The Euphoria video, 10 hours worth looking at real history. I took snippets of video and shoved it on my channel. Now Norma said YouTube have limited it because of the content. So if you don't own the copyright, the content, or there's no disclaimer at the beginning of the video saying fair use, research, and blah blah blah, what it says, and it's somebody else's, you'd have to ask for permission and consent to share it on your channel. If you took snippets of it, you'd have to look at the copyright infringement and things like that. Arses, but driving and listening. All right, Lady O, good to see you. You didn't get back to me about that email, did you? I need to look into that and see what you were saying there. I have got a hell of a lot of emails to troll through, so. Hi off creator, easy brother, how we doing? Good holiday weather. Hey, we've come swimming as well to an indoor centre, so it says I'm just going to have a quick zigzag and make a quick tube video, see how the Famalam's getting on, what Anglo souls are saying. We're going to go live later and have an update on some things. Cruise, you're on holiday, it rains. My word is my bond. It's been hot for the last 4 days of about 40 degrees, so we've done all right. We'll top up the tan. It's not all about lying around in the sun, as lovely as it is. Tony, someone called Tony has inquired about the Tigra for sale. If you could call me back on this number. Happy days. The Pink Princess is going. I've had to lower it to £1,000. That's criminal, to be fair, because it's under 50,000 miles. Incredibly clean engine. No mechanical advisories. A lovely shade of pink with a whale tail. A cherry bomb, optional. Hydrogen on demand unit. A rare one of a kind. Iron horse here. I'm gutted, I've got to sell it, but because I gave up the work, the servitude at 26.5 grand, I no longer want to contract and be a slave. I have no fixed abode to stay. I have no regular income. I'm trying to make things work and get this trust technology out there, so I'm having to sell assets because unlike rumours, contrary to popular belief, we're not just setting up these websites and trusts so I don't have to have a job and I can sit back and stay in bed and smoke weed and not have to do anything. As you see, we're trying to get revenue from multiple sources, be honourable, give you the technology and the information as much as we can for free without asking for any, fiat monetary, financial kickback. But we do need to try and set up a trust fund which is protected and safe and, usable for the trustees to allocate to anybody that's in emergency situations. So if you think what the Crown and the establishment and the public area have got for you, and think what you could have in the private, we need a few benefactors, a few guys to get out some tax and give that to us and put it into the trust. The bank account would hold all of that and the trustees would manage that, not myself. And we're very close to outlining the beneficiaries, trustees, and managing the property, putting out the declaration of trust. That'll be worked on while I'm on holiday as well. It's all good. It's not all about the weather. You will see how hot it gets, and I will show you in a few days. plenty of time for getting a tan and whatnot. It's nice just to chill out, have a breath after the travel, and just settle back in, unpack, and see what we're doing, get our heads together. Crashed the drone, broke a motor, crashed, that's burnt out. Want to go to Bosnia, take some video footage of the pyramid up above. One of my drone motors is burnt out, so trying to repair that. I haven't got any spares. There's lots going off. We're here till the end of the month, so there's plenty of time. And yeah, we'll rendezvous later on. And pause here with your weather jokes. We love the weather, don't we, us English? We love it. Yeah, on the .com I'm putting on a few links, more video links and stuff now, actually into the section that's for video and video courses. And on my profile I'm looking on updating stuff on the .com. I kind of do what I do on Facebook now, as a Sovereign Smith is trustee, governor even of the Facebook trust and family. I'm focusing a lot of time on there now and getting it as it needs to be. So I will try and touch base with G-Star. We've got some bits and bobs to be getting on with over the latter part of next week. I want to concentrate on these documents, having a rest, clearing my head, thinking about what I'm going to do when I come back, because I need to settle down and get some income and sort out my status of capacity and sort my legal person out, tell the establishment, you know, he wants to unbond. We found out he's bonded. We'd like to unbond the current status and how we're doing that and what language we're speaking and so forth is set out now, where we're going, how we're doing it, who we're informing and why that's going ahead. So we've had enough of this situation, assumptions and presumptions in this civil system of deception. So yeah, we are going to crack on with that when I come back. That is partly what I'm going to be working up to, polishing off. It's going to the High Privy Courts of Chancery for remedy and maintenance. Remedy for the past and maintenance going forward. 95% confident with that, if I'm honest. So we've been in here since November 15. In that time, we've got everything we needed to get together and everything in the right place to go ahead and put these claims in for the remedy and maintenance going forward. So we discuss that as well and have a chat. So it will be a couple of hours later on. I'll get off. I'm going to go and see what the Famalam's doing and steaming up in the back here. And we'll catch you later. All right. Peace, love. Lots of wishes of goodness and light. There is evil in the world and there is good in the world. You decide how you want to interface with it and how you want to act. Just because you see evil doesn't mean to say you need to be evil. This book's tied in with that. That's why I've done this. I've only finished reading it an hour ago, and I wanted to come on and say it was a good read, and there's lots to discuss there. It's down to how you see yourself and how you think. There is no forcing of anything here. Nobody can force you. We will teach you the words to use so they can't force you, and it doesn't involve statutory code, none of the 26 million of them or however many there is. It doesn't involve UCC, doesn't involve Admiralty, doesn't involve maritime. It kind of involves common law. The word common, look at the word common. And consumer is somebody that just is not who you want to be. The Consumer Credit Act protects consumers. They're kind of evil in a way. Common, look at what common actually when I say look at it, look at the Anglo, Oxford, Merriam's, Webster's, these kind of dictionaries, yeah, Merriam's, Webster's, Anglo. Don't be looking in legal dictionaries. Look at them after you've looked at all the other Babylon type dictionaries, but those two words have come to me lately via a different avenue, where somebody says, "You sure about common law, Dave?" I'm like, yeah, I'm sure about common law, definitely 100%. Why? Well, do you know what common means? Yeah, I know what common means. Have you looked at the implied meaning and definition? No, I haven't actually. I did a long time ago, but not all. So he then proceeded to tell me, this was a chat and hangout from a YouTube viewer that's linked up with me, who wants to remain anonymous because he doesn't want to get attacked, but he knows I'll come out and say it because this is what we do. We have a chat. Common yeah, look into that, definitions and what that's all about. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying, are you aware? We like to review and have a look. And consumer, what is a consumer? It's not something you really want to be considered as. So yeah, we're not going to be using these languages and implied meanings and definitions and different types of. We're going to keep it simple. We know who we are and what we speak, how we speak, what language we speak, and what we don't recognise. And if we don't recognise it, then we call them up, and that's where it all falls down there. There is no case to answer by knowing yourself, having it being half the remedy. So everything's civil, everything is civil and legal, and that is where we fall down, because we don't know civil and legal. When it comes to criminal, we can help, but we're not really here to represent. We can give information. That's easy. Criminal is easy. That's the common law side of it. Now, the rest of it is where we're at, and we are pleased and honoured and privileged, and only too happy to be the ones to chat to and to correlate to bounce off to arrange further hangouts, you know, to get these Sovereign Masters Guild courses on. The foundation is all but done now. Who are you? What are your rights? You know, they're coming through the .com courses. Those of you that are waiting, thank you. You know, I know you're waiting. Basically, all our brotherhood, the whole world's waiting for this. They just don't know it, you know. They're all asleep, they're all got the dog tags on, they're all in the legal public capacity, and they're getting chopped down left, right and centre. So that gives you an idea what we're on with and where we are and how we are. So lots to do and many things to consider. All right, it's not easy. Everything has its choice. Everything has its every choice has its reaction. You know, every action has its reaction. Every choice has its consequences. And the consequences are often confusion, but not so much for me. Lack of funds and lack of, you know, fixed abode on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. So lawful remedy for legal situations is where we're going to be later on. Jonesy, Jesuit equals I am. Jesuit equals I am. All right. William of the McLean family clan just tuned in. I love the way we stand under common law, but the corporations are taking over our lives. Yeah, because of the, please go and watch some of the civil videos that I've done, brother, and look at others and get your understanding of what the public is, the general public, and how you are assumed under that, and what has happened with your claim of right, and you know, trustees in fiduciary capacities. As Sovereign Smith has coined, man shall not suffer a tort or be allowed to suffer a tort because of your belligerence to the law. Now, when you say that to someone in a public office like Smithy has done last week, I went, what did you just say? We're repeating that many times. Yeah, man cannot suffer a tort. Man's, so for you, brother William, will I am, that's how the corporations are taking over the person's lives that they get us to annex to. So we're not going to allow anybody's belligerence or heinous, you know, ignorance of our rights. And we're going to look at this, and yeah, we're going to stop the torts being suffered. You don't need to know about tort law, but you will need to have a quick look at what a tort is, and that comes under the type of contract publicly law. Tacit, tort and adhesion are like the contracts that we've looked at before. Don't worry, we're not going too deep, but know what tacit is. Know what tort is. And you can suffer a tort via tacit acquiescence. What? I know. Thank you, Daniel Bostock, for November 2015 giving me tacit acquiescence. Look where we are now. Left Bostock, we're leagues and leagues away. We found trust and equity. Man didn't even want to talk to me. Nothing to say about you, Daniel, the Spaniel, other than I believe your priorities of November 15, when I was getting in touch with him about PCNs, cameras, officers, whatnot, he kind of thought that I was a nutter the way I was talking, and I was new to the game, so I made a few little faux pas and mistakes. I didn't know how I was talking and what I was talking, but I'm proud to you know, be where we are 40 months later. Just fantastic. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, but these are the words. So tort, look at that, and tacitly, you know, suffered a tort by your tacit acquiescence, you know, and your belligerence to law. Boom, that's from the man Sovereign Smith, and that's how it went down, you know. That's how we speak. So, William, they're not going to be doing that anymore, and we're going to show you the words, the language, the instrumentation to use, how to use it, what status, what capacity, to always be in the private. And what I will give you, I promise this, in the next 3 weeks, you know, I will give you a unilateral agreement of some kind that will let you remain to be the man in the private. And should the man have to be taken out by their acquiescence and the torts that you'll be suffered into the public, there will be a minimum charge of say 5 million, 500 million. I'm yet to work it out. You can't go too low, daft as it sounds. So we say something like 500 million. 500 million is probably the maximum. For like 250 million surcharge, penalty, fee for forcing man out of the private into the public, yeah, without any criminal issue at hand. So it's a civil issue. We know how that's dealt with, yeah, so that's coming as well. Don't worry, brother. These days are long gone. They're over. I don't want £1,000 for it. I don't want £1.5 grand. I don't want 5 grand, 10 grand, or your blood or anything like that. We just want you to join the family, get in the private, and then work with us in the forums and in the .coms. So I keep saying goodbye, but here we are again. The sun always shines when it pours. Yeah, you've got that. Oh yeah, Jonesy alias dyslexia rules KO. That's all right. We're birds of a feather flock together, the nose. Or pause. Oh, Jonesy with the animal pause. There it is, etymology. Come on, that's it. It sounds the same, but it's written different for the confusion of the cognitive dissonance, for your D-based language that you'll never ever be able to work out who, what, why, where and when. But we have done, and look at you go. I love you. Yeah, who's that? Nonna, William, yeah, see you. Just turned on, yeah. That is a good one. What's that? What is a good one? Talk. When they accuse you of doing wrong, Crime Bobs knows how to use that one. So do we. We know. Sovereign Smith knows. Don't worry. Stand by. I'm just giving you a heads up as to get a bit of research in you that are live now and those that will be watching later. We are on it, and it's a privilege and an honour, and we are blessed to be bringing you this. It should have been brought 20 years ago, to be fair, and onwards, and it should have been developed, and we should have had this, to be fair. And to be fair, why do I keep saying that? We should have had this given to us as part of the education and not the schooling, but we didn't. They keep it from you. Law is nature, reality for real. That's it. Planet 7 for real. New subscriber, Bosh. Thank you. Hello. Welcome to the Famalan. Anybody know Planet 7? Want to say hello? I don't recognise that. It's a definite new subscriber. Thank you, Planet 7. Nice choice of number 7. We like that. Yes, we do. You will find out. Water, flat earth. My dad said I was the why what for kid. Why what for? Why? That's because you had a thirst for learning, a thirst. You was like a sponge soaking it up. Oh, Jones, water, and you'll have been your poor dad will have been like giving you all of it. Did he ever tell you to shut up? Did he ever tell you, no, go and watch TV? Shut up and go and watch Teletubbies. Don't be bothering me. I've got work to be doing. I got the feeling that if your dad said you was the why what for kid, then he was a good dad, and you was a little sponge, and your dad told you lots. If I get eaten by a bear, it's natural, can't use any statutes. That's right, you've got to have a word with God when you get up there. Lordo, what's happening here? Take it was my time to check out. I live, I die again. What am I going back as? Oh no, Jonesy, you did well. Come this way. There's no reincarnation for you. We're going this way. What? Where are we going? Ascension. What? Yes, come. Oh, you know. Yes, you have a word with the big man. The man who sued God, Billy Connolly. 7 is the legal beast. Well, I'd like to know what you source there. Source and reference, please, then, Planet 7. Not an attack on you. We always like sources, reference. We don't speak or quote anything unless we have first-hand knowledge or we can source, citate, and reference it. You'll notice the number 7 is in the 7 is in the corporations a lot, isn't it? So that, yeah, you are kind of maybe on the right lines there. I don't know what you're referencing, how you're referencing that. I need a bit more, but from what I've seen, 7 is like we'll go for the lifestyle channel. When that Sky first came out, there were 7 little offshoots on that. They have 7 little numbers, letters, things in it. I can't go into it all now, but yes. You get that for real? Yeah. Teletubbies, Count Duckula, you mean? G-Star's in the house. Yes, I remembers that chap from the other day. Sorry, yes, from my time. All right then, from my time, it was Starfleet, Monkey Magic, Knight Rider, Airwolf, A-Team, wrestling, Giant A-Stacks, Big Daddy on a Saturday, Pob, and then just mindless violence in cartoons, simulated violence. 3, 6 and 9 too. Yes, they are nice numbers that we like. The toroidal, we're looking at the energy levels there as well with the toroidal. What we're talking now, vortex mathematics, free energy. That is truly insane. That's come out of, is it Africa somewhere, telling a mapping of the toroidal energy. Tesla, 3, 6 and 9. 9 is one of the most important numbers of all though, to be fair. What are you saying, Will? Thanks, brother. Why I say this is because I was wrongly diagnosed with a medical condition, but all tests come back normal since 14 and still can't get anywhere with new doctor to change this. Where am I? I'm in the back of the Turan, look. That's where we are. That's the back windows, and we're just doing a little live little tube just to see how they are. I haven't been on since I've got here, and we went swimming. We're in an indoor swimming centre because it was cloudy. Yanka wanted to come out and do some swimming, so come out, I've had a swim. I've finished off Pete McGowan's Mr. Wolf's Incredible Adventure. So you even got the dark side of the moon in that book. It's truly incredible, this book. Get ready for your review. What a fantastic mind. I've got to go to Google, Wikipedia, and put in global. Search this word. Golf, Oscar, Bravo, Lima, Echo. And you'll find it on Wikipedia. I've got a job to do apparently later on. I haven't replied to Pete because I've got priorities on. I'm on holiday. But he said I've got to go to Wikipedia now and put an entry into Global and put what I think the version is. So that will give you an idea of the book. If you haven't got a preface to read, or you don't know Pete McGowan or Mr. Wolf's Incredible Adventure, get on that now and have a look. Search for Gooble, Gooble, yeah, no phonetics. There you go, G, in the Turan, in Hungary. I'm going back in a minute for another swim. I was tired and dizzy and I hadn't eaten much, so I had a bit of food. You have to have your 30 minutes rest, don't you? So I thought I'll come and chat to you for what is now 37 minutes. 69, pardon me. I'm making a special appearance next month at Ipswich Magistrates for non-payment of council tax. This will be fun. I've been waiting for this. 69, we need a chat. Yes, we do. Not for me to instruct, but we'll have a little private. And have you looked at the video on SPLS Pro? And have you looked at the Sovereign Template for Justice, which is the civil procedure? It's about 2 hours long, 69, so I do believe you will have. You do get on things quite quick, so let us know what feedback you got from that. That's got stuff in there about prosecution, status, standing, capacity, lots and lots. You're going to, if you've seen it, let me know. Let us know how you get on. Jonesy, Nonna, keep us posted. No worries. You've still got your spanners from before. Look at that. I've just realised we got the spanner crew on. So if you haven't got a spanner, I only found out that the tool, the blue tool there, and your name in blue means that I can make you moderate if when I go live, then I don't have to put, or when we have hangouts and I don't have to put slow mode on. So thank you all for that. I will make the rest of you, or give you whatever it is, moderator, blue tool status. So then it doesn't matter who's on, there'll always be some of you on that's trusted, that can watch out for the chat room and so forth. So yeah, that's another little important thing. Those of you that have been subscribing and on here that I know of, like Jonesy, you'll need one. Who else then? Nonna's got one. Yeah, Greg, I'll get you one. And a few others, then yeah, I'll put them on. So anybody else that's wondering, guys, names that are in blue, I've been a tuber for maybe 5 years plus now, maybe 7 even, and I only started doing hangouts in the last 18 months. And that, when I say that, organising and hosting our own panel, and then I've been on others, and I'm like, hey up, what's this blue spanner business? So we don't know everything. We're learning, you know, and it's a good little thing to have. So those of you that need one will get one. Those of you that have got one, thank you. And those of you that are new, you'll get one in good time, all right? Thank you. Yeah. Not why you, it means that you're a trusted viewer. It means you're a trusted viewer, subscriber. And I just wanted to get that out there for others that will come on later on. It's not a favoritism thing. It's just Shadow Dynamics, Lady, Onyx, Jesus Jones. Yeah, and I'll get a few more on there. Blue Tool. I don't like the word spanner. We'll call it Blue Tool. All right, so you'll be getting that. Yeah. I'm going for the swim, finishing off, and peace, love and light. We'll see you later on. Ciao, bello.